the equations of horizontal and vertical lines. So our question says, write the equation of the horizontal line that passes through the point -3 and -6. So to help me do that, I'm going to draw a really rough picture just so I get an idea of what it looks like. So I'm going to draw my XY axis, and I'm going to find the point -3 and -6 right there. And I'm going to draw a horizontal line that passes through that point. So a horizontal line is like the horizon. It's just a flat line that's parallel to the x-axis. It looks a little something like that. So the equations of horizontal lines are a little bit different. It has a slope, it says up here, of 0, right? The line has no rise. It doesn't go up and over. It just goes over, over, over. So this has a slope of 0. I could find the equation of this line the way I would normally find an equation of a line, by pulling off the y-intercept, which happens to be -6, and the slope is 0. So if I do y equals mx plus b, I know the slope is 0, and the y-intercept is -6. Now, 0 times anything is 0, so the line is actually just y equals -6. So there's a shortcut for doing this. Instead of writing out the equation and calculating it this way, you can just remember that a horizontal line crosses through the y-axis. So it's just going to be y equals, because it crosses through the y-axis, and then the number where it crosses, right? So if I took a look at the point, -3 and -6, this is the x part, this is the y part. So it's just going to be y equals -6. But that only works if it's a horizontal line. Now there's a second question that says, write the equation of the vertical line that passes through the point -3, -6. So I am going to draw a little picture like I did last time. So -3, -6 is still over here. But a vertical line does not go side to side. It goes straight up and down. It is parallel to the y-axis. So vertical lines are a little trickier. The slope of those are undefined. So undefined means it has no value. Sometimes we also say that it's infinity, because the line just keeps going up, 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 all the way up to infinity with absolutely no run. It doesn't go side to side at all. So this has an undefined slope, so a slope with no value, and it doesn't cross the y-intercept. So if I, sorry, it doesn't cross the y-axis. So if I try to do y equals mx plus b, it has no y-intercept, and it has no slope. It's undefined. It has no value. So how am I going to write the equation? I can't do it this way. What I do instead is I think about this one, right? It just worked out to be y equals -6. It crossed through y at -6. Every single point on that line has a y value of -6, so that's the equation. Here, for the vertical line, right, doesn't have any of this stuff, so it crosses through the x-axis at -3. Every point on this line has an x value of -3. So this is just going to be x equals -3. So horizontal and vertical lines are just little tricky things you have to try to remember, right? So I like to draw a picture. It helps. If it crosses through the x-axis, it's going to be x equals. If it crosses through the y-axis, it's going to be y equals. There's also, some people like to use, there's a little kind of short form here you can use to help yourself remember, called Hoivux. So Hoivux says if it's a horizontal line, the slope is 0. And the equation is going to be y equals. And if it's a vertical line, the slope is undefined. And the equation is going to be x equals. So maybe that'll help. So either draw it and then look to see whether it crosses the x-axis or the y-axis, or you can remember Hooy-Vux, right? So zero slope, y equals as the equation if it's horizontal, undefined slope, equation is x equals if it's vertical. And that's horizontal and vertical equations of lines.